Hi there, welcome to the channel again. Today we are talking about On Jennifer's Tigers by ADRINNE. In today's discussion, we shall be introducing the topic, the text. There will be summarization of the text in English and Nepali. Then the discussion will be followed by analysis, and finally there is the wrapping up of the contents discussed in today's video. I am sure you will accompany me till the end of this video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel, and if you are interested that your friends and fellows be notified, please share among your friends and fellows. Okay, let's get started. Summary. The speaker describes the tigers with her own produced by using colored threads on heavy cloth. They are set in motion. They are moving quickly by raising the front legs and jumping forwards on the back legs. In the green jungle, they look bright yellow and as valuable as topazes, which reveals her dream of a happier life in her needlework. The poet expresses the inner feelings of a woman, Aunt Jennifer. The aunt is embroidering a motif comprising of energetic, fearless tigers moving freely around the bright greenery. She is living a life of submissiveness to her husband's command. He acts or her acts are dominated by him and she fears him constantly. This pattern of the free and fearless tigers reflects her inner desire to live a free and fearless life. The tigers are graceful, elegant, and bright. On Jennifer's fingers tremble as she embroiders. She is old but still fears her husband. She does not enjoy the freedom to do anything as per her wish. She is scared doing the embroidery too and fears his wrath. Since the day she got married, she has been fulfilling the demands of her husband. The wedding ring on her hand is a constant reminder that she belongs to her husband. The burden of the demanding marriage has exhausted her. The torment will not end till her death. Even after her death, the ring will remain on her hand and she will never be free. On the other hand, the tigers that she is embroidering will continue to move around freely forever. Her desire of freedom and fearlessness will live on through her tigers. Okay. Let's go with the discussion of the poem summarization in Nepali. काकी जेनिफरका बाघहरू यो एउटा प्रतीकात्मक कविता हो। यो कवितामा कवियत्रीले एड्रिन रिजले भनौँ आफ्नो आत्मा अनुभव महिला उत्पीडन र पुरुषको दमनको विरुद्ध भाव व्यक्त गरेकी छन्। एउटा महिला सशक्तिकरणको पक्षमा, महिला एउटा आन्दोलनको पक्षमा, नारीवादको आन्दोलनको पक्षमा सशक्त कवितात्मक रचना हो। यो काव्यात्मक रचना। 3 पंक्तिमा रचिएको यस कवितामा उनले एक पात्र सिर्जना गरी यसैको माध्यमले शत्रुतापूर्ण परिवेशमा कपडामा बुट्टा बनाउने कार्यमा व्यस्त हुँदाहुँदै र पुरुषको दमन हुँदाहुँदै पनि आफू बाघको रूपमा अस्तित्वमा रहेको र रहिरहने भावना व्यक्त गरेको देखिन्छ। बाघको रूपमा आफू रहिरहने भनेको के हो त भन्दाखेरि आफू शक्तिशाली, सुन्दर र अनि प्रभावशाली बन्ने हो। अब आफू कसैको चाहिँ एउटा इच्छाको खातिर जन्मेको अथवा उसको काम वासना पूर्ति गर्नको लागि मात्र होइन, आफ्ना मनका भावनाहरू पनि साटासाट गर्नको लागि। तर लामो समयदेखि पुरुषले आफ्नो एउटा चाहिँ औँठी उसको औँलोमा छिराएको र श्रीमती बनाएको न्युमा उसमाथि शोषण गरेको छ। त्यो शोषणको विरुद्ध आगो भएर अथवा आक्रोशित भएर लाग्नको लागि चाहिँ एउटा बाघ भएर चाहिँ जिउनुपर्छ। अरूसँग एउटा प्रतिस्पर्धा गर्नु छ, अरूलाई दमन गर्नु छ भने बाघको रूप धारण गर्नुपर्छ र त्यही रूपमा अगाडि बढ्नुपर्छ। त्यही अस्तित्वमा आफू रहनुपर्छ भन्ने भावना व्यक्त गरेका छ। यस कविताको पृष्ठभूमिमा महिला जागरण भएकाले कवयित्रीले आफ्नो हातलाई साहसिलो आक्रामक र निर्भीक रूपमा लिएकी छ। आफ्नो चम्किला पारदर्शी जस्ता पहेँला हातहरूलाई हरियो घना जङ्गलमा बस्ने बाघको रूपमा ठानेको छ। यसरी कवितामा काकी जेनिफरका टाइगरले एड्रिन रिजले अथवा काकी जेनिफरका बाघहरू कवितामा कवि जेनिफरले आफ्नो आत्मा, अनुभव, महिला उत्पीडन र पुरुषको दमनको विरुद्ध भाव व्यक्त गरेकी छन् भन्ने यहाँ चाहिँ पाइन्छ। अब हामी स्ट्यान्जा वाइज अथवा अनुच्छेद सँगसँगै प्रत्येक अनुच्छेद 3वटा अनुच्छेदमा बाँडिएको यो कविताको त्यसको व्याख्या गर्दैछौँ। ओके, हियर इज स्ट्यान्जा वाइज एक्सप्लेनेसन अफ द पोएम। फर्स्ट स्ट्यान्जा, the poet is talking about a lady whom she addresses as Aunt Jennifer. She is embroidering a piece of cloth. It could be a tablecloth or a wall hanging. The pattern shows tigers who are moving and jumping around all over the fabric. They are bright yellow in color, like the color of the topaz, that stone. That's the use of metaphor. The dense green forest background is their home. They are the proud and fearless citizens of the forest. Here is a contrast between Aunt Jennifer's and her tigers. The tigers are fearless, but this lady who is embroidering them is not so. The tigers look elegant, shining, and full of gentleman's grace. And stanza number 2. The lady's fingers are trembling with the fear of her husband. She is pursuing her hobby in her free time, but probably she is still afraid of her husband, who could scold her. Her fingers are so tired of working endlessly all her life. The needle is also heavy for her to pull out of the cloth. The words "uncle's wedding band," as the band was bought by her husband, it is his still today. The lady is dependent on her husband. She is not independent. She is not free. She is subject to her husband. She is still burdened by the weight of the ring. Weight means the encirclement or trapping that has fallen upon her by getting married to him. She has been burdened by the obligations of married life, has become the man's property. She has been living a demanding life, due to which she has worn out in her old age. And here is stanza 3. Explanation of stanza 3. Her wish to live a free, fearless life is indicated by her choice of design, that's tigers. It shows her innermost desire of being strong, fearless, which has been overpowered by her husband. Probably her ordeal will end upon her death. Her frightened, shaking fingers will be put to rest. But still, even after death, the ring shall remain on her hand. That's her husband's rule over her is not yet over. After her death, her desire of freedom and fearlessness shall remain alive in these tigers which she has embroidered. Okay, let's get going with discussion and analysis of the poem. Aunt Jennifer's tigers were created in the panel by her own hands. They appeared to be prancing, jumping across the screen. They looked sleek. They were bright like yellow topaz. They were majestic and courageous. They didn't fear the mean beneath the tree. They faced in chivalric certainty. Aunt Jennifer's tigers are her own creations. She works with wool and ivory needles. She has created them in the panel. They have all the traits of the beasts of prey who are denizens of green forest. They are well built and well groomed. They are chivalric and full of confidence. Aunt Jennifer is making her tigers in the panel. She is using ivory needles. Her fingers are fluttering through the wool. She finds it difficult or hard to pull even the ivory needles. The reason is obvious. The weight of unhappy and unfortunate experiences of her married life sits heavily on her hands. Aunt Jennifer is working with her ivory needles and wool, but she can't move her fingers freely in the wool. She finds it hard to pull even the ivory needles easily. The experiences of her past married life are quite bitter. She has unpleasant memories of her married life with her husband. The heavy weight of the wedding band sits heavily upon her hand. When Aunt Jennifer dies, her hands will still look terrified. Perhaps she has experienced a lot of hardships and troubles in the past. Their effect has left its imprint on her hands. The ordeals that crossed her married life had surrounded and cramped her fingers and hands too. Aunt Jennifer's tigers will survive her. She has created the tiger in a panel. They are made of wool. These objects of art will survive their creator. The tigers will go on jumping, proud and unafraid. ADRINNE reads on Jennifer's Tigers, a beautiful short poem rich in symbolism and imagery. The metaphor bright topaz depicts the shining yellow complexion of her tigers. The effective use of alliteration in slick chivalric certainty describes the face of the tigers effectively. The massive weight of wedding band symbolizes ordeals and hardships of on Jennifer's married life. The images terrified hands and rings with ordeal create the effect of oppression and terror as well as captivity. On Jennifer's tigers are a picture of strength, beauty and certainty. They seem to be jumping across the screen. They face in slick chivalric certainty. They are confident and impressive. Aunt Jennifer is a weak, depressed and terrified person. Life has been a cup of ooze for her. She is still in the grip of those ordeals and terrors that she faced and suffered from dying her married life. Her fingers are so terrified that they find it hard to pull even the ivory needle. Thus, the contrast is amply highlighted. In the male-dominated world, a woman of her time was only supposed to be a dutiful homemaker. This poem, through the world of Aunt Jennifer, tells us about her inner desire to free herself from the clutches of an abusive marriage and patriarchal society. Tigers are particularly appropriate contrast to the quiet and subdued manner of Aunt Jennifer, because women generally suffer from the hands of males as they are dominated and controlled by them, that's males. They have to revolt against domination, torture, atrocities. Their spirit should be like the spirit of tiger, fearless, brave and aggressive. The tigers in the poem represent Jennifer's innermost desire. She wants to be strong like the tigers that do not fear them. Like the beautiful animals in the jungle, she wants to create precious pieces of art. Her life has been uncertain, helpless. Her husband is strong and fearless, but he is not chivalrous. So she finds courage, justice and honor in the smooth movement of the tigers. Thus the tiger stands for her unfulfilled wishes. Unfulfilled wishes. She can't rebel against him on her own. In order to gain freedom, she must be like her tigers, that France, being proud and unafraid. Like them, she wished if she did not fear the men. The word chivalric suggests her inner wish, that is, her husband should show bravery, honor, generosity and good manners to her like the knights in the Middle Ages did. She would like to go forward towards her aim like the determined tigers. Okay, it's time to wrap up what we have said. It's time to discuss, or it's time to summarize the discussion of ADRINNE on Jennifer's Tigers. Okay, let's get going with to sum up. ADRINNE's poem on Jennifer's Tigers is a short poem in 3 stanzas. This poem is composed and apparently cool, forming of a picture of a woman who suffers from the opposition of her imagination. Everything is done in a tapestry and is shown in her lifestyle, which is reminded of the painful, horrific experiences she has overcome. On Jennifer's tigers are considered as topaz. They are the naturalized foreign animals of the forest. They roam about in their area, slick and courteous assurance with no fear of the outer world. She is whoring with the knitting, finding it hard to pull the needles as she wears in her finger the large, hard, and solid weight of a ring her husband has given her. When she is dead, her frightened hands will be motionless, but still it reminds us repeated of the painful and horrific experiences she had overcome during her lifetime. But this will not affect the tigers in the panel that she made for that, for they go on walking in an arrogant, proud, and unafraid manner. Okay, that's the end of today's discussion of on Jennifer's Tigers by ADRINNE Rich. I'm sure you got the points with this discussion. If you have any comments, please put your ideas in my comment box. I shall be back with another important videos. Till then, have a nice time, and I should be thankful for your time and patience. Bye.